Hello, some viewers. This is Jono Osborne. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for your support, for viewing, for subscribing, for commenting, and for liking. If it's your first time today here, you're highly welcome. Consider to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos so that you don't miss on when we upload. So today I have a guest and I'm excited that he's seated here with me today, and that's none other than Jono. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
I'm so happy you're here today.
Me too.
Yes. So guys, today we decided to come and answer certain questions that I've been receiving in my inbox, and I thought it was wise to answer it when I'm with him. Few days ago, I received 2 to 3 messages of people asking me, what dating app did you meet on? Another one was like, please help me share the dating app that you met on, you and your Australian husband. So you people, I thought it was wise for him and I to be here and to give you a journey of how we met. Did we meet on a dating app? You will get to know later. Did we meet physically? You'll get to know later. Did we meet somewhere abroad? You are going to know this. Just follow the video. Follow this. Well, could you tell the viewers who you are and what you do? Just small a bit about you.
Okay, so my name's Jono Osborne from Australia. Yes, from Australia. And, so I live here in Africa. And obviously this is my wife. That's why we're here talking about how we met. So I'm involved in different kinds of missionary work.
Yes. Anyway, so we're going to take you through how we met. It's a long story. You're going to love it. We met in a remote area in Uganda, a place called
Arua.
Arua. Is there someone from Arua there? How are you? So we met from a place called...
You can find your spouse in Arua.
Just go to Arua.
The place where couples normally meet.
Just go to Arua and keep quiet. Well, we met...
In fact, people don't need to worry about they're going online. Just come to Arua. I mean, why go online?
Why waste MBs? Now, we met in Arua. I lived in Arua. If you followed some of my story, my childhood memories, and you will surely know that I lived in Arua most of my life, and that's how this story continues from there. Why did you go to Arua?
Okay. So I came to Arua in 2008, 9, 10, 11 as a visitor, okay? So to give a little bit of a background, I lived in Arua, the same town that Anne is from, was living, let me say, for many years. And I was working in the church there, and Anne was very much part of the church, an active member of the church as well. So obviously we would interact and say hello and shake hands and stuff like that. How are you? For, for a few years. Yeah. But
what was the first time you think you saw me? Because for me, I first saw you 2008 when you visited the church, you and your missionary friends, your friend who liked playing the guitar.
Yep.
So when you visited, of course we were told, some Bazungus have come for mission work.
Yeah.
And we were in the local church, so we saw you go up there, preach, and your friend was playing the guitar. That was 2008.
Yeah.
Then 2009 I saw you again, but guys, I mean seeing of, there is a Mzungu. Okay, wow, that's a good preaching. That was the seeing. Yeah. I don't mean seeing of coming to greet him or maybe interacting with him. No. I mean seeing of from afar.
From a distance.
From a distance. But then for you, you didn't see me then.
No.
Because, of course, you were the visitor. I couldn't notice.
Yep.
I was invisible. No, I wasn't. So for you, when did you first see me?
I would say I probably first saw you in 2012, near the end of that year.
End of 2012.
Yep.
This is interesting. So me, I first saw him 2008. How many years down the road? 4.
4 more
That's
years
when
later.
You saw. But anyway, so when you saw me 2012, 2012, end of 2012.
Yeah.
That's when you had moved to Arua, I remember. And guys, we just became friends, like casual friends. So, what do you think?
And we got to know each other more and more over the years. A little bit, but not so much.
Not much.
More of an acquaintance, I guess.
Yes, he could come preach, and then me, I was always singing, okay?
Yeah.
And I would greet him because, like, you be entering the church and there is Pastor Jono, and then maybe another person. And the respectful girl I was, I wouldn't bypass people like that. I would just greet innocently, not like strategically, no. I would innocently say hello.
Yeah.
And I think, yes, that's it. We didn't speak much.
Yeah.
There was a very big boundary lane,
I think culturally that's the way it is in a lot of parts of Africa too, compared to...
Not really culturally. I feel like for me, I had so much respect, and there was nothing to do with you. I had to just say hello.
You have no need to talk to me any more than that.
At that point, there was nothing.
It's not necessary.
Yeah.
So romantic.
Yes. And there's this, I remember one of your sermons you preached and put me on fire to pray. And it is in Matthew chapter 5, from verse 3, blessed are the poor in spirit, because the kingdom of God is theirs, something. And then he continued preaching about that up to the last verse, and I was so touched and blessed by that verse. So whenever I saw him, I would remember that. That was one of the sermons you preached in the early days of you coming to Arua and going. So that was a strong inspiration for me that, you know what, you're blessed when you feel like you do not know, when you feel like in the spirit you're poor. And that was a strong memory for me. Whenever I saw you, I knew there was this good teacher, this good preacher of the word.
But you know what, there's something I remember, coming to think of it, there's something I did notice about you.
When was that?
Just over the years, like 2012, 13, 14.
All right.
15, anyway, around there.
Yes.
Is that you were, one thing I admired about you is that you're a natural leader.
Okay.
And you were confident.
Okay.
In your own skin. And I did like that. You know what that means?
No.
It's like you're confident as you. You never tried to be somebody that you are not. And a lot of other people do that, by the way. Yeah. But for you, you never tried to, like the way you related to me was just like, oh, hello, bye. I'm not trying to get anything from you. I don't want to be your best friend. I don't need to be your best friend. You know what I mean? Not just that, but people did follow you. You were an influencer.
Oh.
You influence people around you.
Wow.
And
so you saw this by then?
I noticed it
earlier,
particularly in 2014 and 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I did admire that, not in a romantic way.
I know.
Okay. But I admired that as a person. I thought, yeah, she's a strong, solid person.
Yeah. Oh, thank you then.
Yeah.
He has never told me this until 2024. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for telling me now. Not too late. So, 2012, we then got so involved in a lot of missions together. Like, we went to village missions. If you watch my past childhood memories, there is a video I called From Village Farms to Village Missions. So, at this point, I was so involved in village missions, okay? And he was the one leading the village missions because he had come for mission work. Yes, I remember most of the crusades, the open air preachings and whatever that you led, I was in them actually. Not that it was me and him, no. It was the church, a team. And I happened to be one of the team members. Yeah. So this should be put clear. That wasn't a certain strategic way of meeting him.
Yeah.
So we went to these villages, you remember some of them.
Yeah.
And in my head I remember Oyeko.
Yeah.
Because we even have...
We have some video of that.
We have a short video of Oyeko.
Yes.
And a short photo.
Yes.
Of Oyeko.
Yeah.
Okay, we will share it just for the sake. Because we were in this deep village in front of a grass-thatched house where we had gone to preach and... what memory do you have about this?
Seeing you with no hair.
Oh no. Did you say that? Seeing me with no hair. Do you know what he means? I was a student. So most of the times I did not have. You know, in Uganda, people cut off their hair, shave their hair if they're students. So he saw me without hair. Should he say? So, one other memory maybe? Having these serious, dramatic crusade episodes in the village. You're going and then you reach the crusade ground and then the machines are not working. Anyway, these are just our memories of being together, of being together before we became...
Yeah, so we got to know each other as friends.
And as ministers.
Nothing romantic at that point. Yeah.
Honestly, at that point, if you came to us and you told us people are going to be a couple...
I'd never believe it.
We would cast away that demon in you. To be honest. Because we were not completely, not at all.
No.
Unless maybe you had a thought.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry to say.
Me too, I didn't. Actually, at one point, I looked at him as a brother, like genuine brother, like serious, a big brother, you know. Yeah. That even if you came to me and told me, to be honest, I'd never even thought I would ever get feelings for you.
Thank you.
Honestly.
That's flattering.
Honestly, this is the raw truth.
Yeah.
Because I remember the people who saw, because our friendship grew. Our friendship grew eventually, and people got to know that, of course, we are friends. But even the people who saw our friendship would tell that there is nothing about it. Like, there was no rumors, whereby they saw us together, and they knew it was a flat brotherhood.
And then?
And then he will tell us how it came to be what it is.
So Anne went away to Kampala
for school.
So you went away for 2.5 years. And then came back, and now I think I'll...
But you were also away.
I was away too for 10 months.
Actually, wait a second. Before I left to come to school, he had left back to go back home.
Yeah.
And then we lost contact.
We had no communication for 2.5 years.
2.5 years, so?
Yeah. And then I was at my friend's wedding in Arua.
Yes.
And I happened to be the best man. And I looked up and saw that you were one of the...
lead singers.
And didn't you go like this to me or something? Or no, you didn't do
Did
that.
I?
No, that would have been too much. But you smiled anyway. You had a smile.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, Anne's around. That's cool. Yeah. And then there was a big open air meeting at Arua Hill.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, but I remember that time thinking, I really want to catch up with you.
At the wedding?
No, at
the crusade.
I thought, I want to catch up because we have so much history, you know. There's so many things, so many shared experiences in the past. I felt like, I just need to catch up with her. That's what I felt.
Like a friend.
Yeah, like a good friend. Yes, because I hadn't seen you in a while. We had a lot to talk about.
Yes. And that was in this crusade. So when we met at the wedding, as for me, what I thought, he was the best man. And I was singing. So I was up here, and then the best man and the groom walk in, you know, a wedding. When they walked in my head I was like, wow, my friend, 2.5 years without seeing or even knowing how he is. And what came to my head, for us, you can't be a best man in my head until you're married. You get it? So it was a sure deal. I thought he's a married man. Otherwise, how can he be a best man? That day, I thought, But I also felt like, I need to catch up with him, Bambi. You know, that innocent kind of, my friend. And then why he says I smiled. Do you know why I smiled? The preacher said, let the best man and the groom kneel down so that we pray for them. And I saw Jono like kneeling down. He went awkward, like, I guess, you know.
So you were laughing at
me. I was laughing at how it was awkward for him to kneel down.
Yes.
You know, they were in a white suit.
Oh, yeah.
So why he says I was smiling, I wasn't smiling. I was actually laughing
at me.
Because when they said, let them kneel and we pray for the couple, and then I saw him struggling, and of course I laughed. Knowing him, he doesn't like kneeling. So knowing him, I laughed because of that. And after that wedding, we met again at the open air crusade.
Yeah.
So he was in the pastoral team seated up on the pulpit, on the stage.
Yeah.
And I was singing. I was on the microphones singing. Big crowd. It was, how many people do you think it was? Like
At least
10,000
people
plus.
Yeah.
And so I was leading praise. And when I turned, guess who I saw? My friend. Okay. So at this point, you said you wanted to catch up with
Yes.
me. Why did you want to catch up?
Because we were friends previously. And then it had been a long time since I'd seen you. I don't know. I felt kind of a pull.
Okay.
And I didn't know it was a romantic pull. I didn't think it was. But there was some sort of thing saying, I need to see her.
Wow.
Yeah.
To be honest, at this point, me, I just thought, oh, my friend, to be honest with you people. So thereafter, you took a move, right?
And the next one was at church.
At my church.
At lunch hour fellowship.
Yes.
Remember that.
Uh-huh,
How could you forget that? Here's the interesting.
Hey.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to catch up with you, but I didn't have your number.
Yes.
I didn't have any way. So I thought maybe she'll be at church. So I went there, which I wasn't going to that church at that particular point in time. I was busy with some other stuff. Yeah. So I went there, and then you came in, and then the moment I saw her, I fell in love with her. Just like that. Out of nowhere. Okay. Something changed in my heart. When you walked in that church, my heart changed, and I literally had feelings for you, romantic feelings.
Instantly?
Yeah, out of nowhere. It just, boom, there it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is the church where I used to pray, and we had lunch hour services. That particular day, for some reason, you people, I didn't want to go for the lunch hour. You noticed I came very late. So that particular day, my workmates were like, we go for lunch hour. And I was like, I am so busy, I have a lot to do. So when my friends left in the car, something just told me, go to church. It was 20 minutes late. I'm a minister. People are going to be like, why would I go late? I wanted to ignore that push. And something just told me, go. Okay. I felt it was the Holy Spirit. You know when it's... And I got a border. I rushed. When I entered the church, he says he had come to pick my number, but he didn't tell me, so I didn't know even if he was there. I didn't know. But when I entered the church, I looked behind, and guess who I saw? I saw him. How? I was surprised. Why is he here? It's been like 2.5 years of me not seeing him, except for the other functions. However, when I saw him, I just felt a different way as well in my heart. I felt like, for him he says he felt an attraction, but for me I felt a real literal voice tell me, that's your husband. I was like, what? I started binding. He even saw me
doing spiritual warfare. I didn't know you were binding.
I
didn't know what you were doing.
So people, I felt like this is confusion. How can I have this kind of feeling? I don't have feelings, literal feelings for him, but I've just felt in my heart that this is going to be my husband. What kind of voice is this? I started praying again. I was like, God, I left my office to come for this lunch hour, not for the confusion I'm seeing and hearing. So as I was praying, this particular voice comes back and tells me, you will confirm it if he picks your number. You're going to confirm it if he picks your number. I was like, God, this is my friend, this is my brother in the Lord. I don't want confusion. At that point, I had held on dating. I had told myself I'm not dating anyone until it's clearer. I wanted to be straight, It was my time with God and work. So you can imagine why I was binding all this. This is a friend. Remember, in my head, I thought he's married. When I saw him, being a best man. Put that in mind, why I was binding. I thought he is married because he was a best man of someone. And now there's this confusing voice in my head. By then, I thought it's confusion. So anyway, we finished praying. The lunch hour finished. And guess what happened? Let him tell you what he did.
In my mind, the only thing, I didn't even remember what was preached. I didn't really mind so much about that particular day. All I had in my mind was that when that finishes, I need to talk to you. And of course, other people are talking to me, so I can't just leave them and talk to you.
Yeah.
But then you came to me.
Auntie, in my head, I was wanting to say hello and rush out.
Yeah.
Remember the voice that told me you want to pick my number? So, and it would look bad if I did not greet my friend.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
So when he was talking to other people, of course, other people were talking to him. And then after that, I went to the seat where he was. You were standing and then said, hello, how are you? And I was rushing like, shh. And then he told me, what did you say?
And then I had this confidence. And I said, we need to catch up. Give me your number. Or what's your number?
Do you remember the voice that told me he's going to pick my number?
Because I had this weird confidence. It's like, we need to catch up. I don't normally say that to people, by the way. I'm not that kind of person normally. Yeah.
So when he told me, we need to catch up, and he told me how, I remember you said, can we catch up on Wednesday? And I told him, no, me, I am so busy the whole week. Do you remember me saying that?
Gee, she's really busy. Wow.
I told him, let me tell you, I am busy from Monday to Friday. And then he even said, what about evening after work? I was like, no, my evenings this week, they are so busy. I wasn't busy in the evening. I was just feeling stomach pain because what I was thinking was like, this is serious. This weird voice told me the guy is going to pick my number and I will confirm that. No. So when he told me that I need, he was very confident, by the way. He was, we need to catch up. Give me your number. The confidence you used shook me, because I know you knew me.
Yeah.
That I don't just.
Yeah.
But the kind of authority.
And I'd never before had I ever asked to catch up with you. Never. Our
friendship would happen naturally, and then maybe we go for lunch naturally.
Yeah.
So I felt like a stomach pain. I was like, what's going on here? Anyway, he took my number. But this is where the drama comes from. When he took my number, of course, I was confused. I was a bit panicking. And then you texted
panicking,
me.
What kind of panicking?
The panic of, is this God? Is this true? Is this happening? Well, I want to be honest with you. I was like, but I don't have feelings for him. Will they come later? I'm being honest. And then I was panicking because I didn't want to imagine that I was right.
Yeah.
So I then wait for him to text me, of course. And then you texted me after how many days? 2? After a whole day, I think. Do you remember when you texted me?
I don't remember.
You remember, you took my number and then texted me after 2 days.
Oh, yes.
And what did you say?
To say when shall we meet, basically.
Yes, you
caught up. What day is good?
And I told you, what did I tell you?
Was it Saturday morning?
I told you Saturday morning because it was Tuesday. I figured out between Tuesday, if he's serious, he will wait for Saturday. If he's not, he will go. And me, I was more of looking at, if he's not serious, let him go. Let him go, because I didn't want confusion at that point. So Saturday morning reaches, and then you inboxed me.
Yeah.
But before Saturday, what else happened? You told me that I sent you my picture.
No, that was after.
That was after. Yeah. Saturday morning comes and it was raining, and in my head I thought this is an excuse. It's raining, so we are not meeting. To my surprise, I see on my phone he had inboxed me 3 hours before the meeting hour. And I thought, but it is raining.
You see, to us in Australia, that makes no difference.
For me, I thought he knows automatically.
Rain
if it is
does
raining,
not mean cancellation of anything.
So, and we are meant to meet at this hotel near our home. Do you remember? Pacific.
Yeah.
And I told myself, this guy is serious, and I'm not going to make all our neighbors see him. So I told him, all this was more of making you feel like, I shouldn't. I told him, no, we are not meeting at this place. We should meet at another place farther. It was farther than where the hotel was. Kumbe, he had already arrived at the hotel where I had told him. So, do you know, by the time you told me you've arrived, I was still sleeping. So I got up and rushed and told you we go and meet the other side. And of course, I had no option. We went to catch up. So one thing that I remember that, actually for me, this is when I knew that I had feelings.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. But that's when the feelings came. I don't know.
Yeah.
He woke up when I arrived, guys. I arrived at this big hotel. As I was at the gate, I was like, where are you seated? You saw me. He got up and came to receive me. I mean, like he had to walk a distance. And in my head, I was like, why is he walking? Can't he sit in one place and I find him? He was such a gentleman. Do you know what you did? You did it without thinking.
Just automatically.
Automatically. But for me, that is what broke the deal. Like, for me, that was it.
I didn't know that was anything special.
For me, that was it. Because
apparently it was.
I wanted a gentleman in my life, you people. Yeah, I wanted a gentleman. So when he got up and walked like up to the gate and said, you're welcome. In my head already things were happening. So, back to you.
And then we talked for how many hours? From like 10 a.m. until 2 p.m.?
No, until 3.
Or something like that. And we just kept on talking
and we laughed so hard.
And had a great time.
Yeah. So it was, this friendship. We didn't know we missed each other as friends until that day because we talked a lot. But still, I remember after we sat, there was breakfast given.
Yeah.
You people, I did not take the tea. And I was so hungry. But because of that pressure in my heart, and I was like, this is awkward. Normally we meet like friends, and I eat. But I'm even failing to eat. You know me, I love eating. But I failed to eat. And he had already taken his tea early. I came late. So he had finished.
Yeah.
And then the way he was just looking at me, I was like, phew. But I enjoyed the discussion. Do you know, talking from 10, you people, up to 3. And we stopped talking because it was time for me to go to church for rehearsals. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Otherwise, we would have talked up to night.
Yep.
So thereafter we left, but you still didn't tell me anything.
No.
We just caught up like
That's
friends.
Right.
So our meeting, we didn't meet like, hello, I've loved you. No. It was...
Okay, in Australia, we never ever say, if you say, I love you, it's a very big thing to say. You don't say it straight away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
you
why
might say, I like you.
When did you tell me?
That's another confusing terminology. That's funny. So in the meeting, I guess I was just, enjoying looking at you because I knew that, and talking to you, because I knew that I'd already had feelings for you from church, from that particular day when you walked in, okay? So for me, it was like, yep, I'm going to marry her, in my mind. Because I just had that confidence, you get me? So I kind of knew from then on. Yeah, but I didn't know what was in your mind at that particular time. Maybe you know better. So anyway, yeah, that's what happened. And then, but basically from then on, we met up nearly every night.
Every evening.
Every evening to have tea. I mean,
okay,
tea.
what we call
supper. Sorry, in Australia we
for
call
dinner,
supper tea. But okay, yes, and
when you say every night, people think like at night.
No, not at night. No.
Your English will kill us.
No, I don't mean that.
Every evening.
Every evening we would have a meal together somewhere. And that was when you accidentally sent me your photo. Here's another funny thing that happened. Remember, she accidentally sent me her photo.
Yeah.
And I thought that meant, she's interested in me. But unfortunately, it was an accident. So anyway, but I was pretty confident anyway of what was going to happen.
It was genuinely an accident. Guess what? I visited my friend. She was near church. So she took this picture. She told me, you look good. And then she took this picture. And after taking it, I literally don't know what happened. The next thing I saw, you know how you're on WhatsApp and you see messages up? The next thing I saw him saying, it's a nice photo. I was like, a nice photo. And then I rushed to realize it was my photo that my friend took a picture, and I don't know how I sent it. So
yeah, but anyway, it was good for me because it gave me a little bit of confidence to think maybe she's interested in me.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it helped me to be more confident. Otherwise, I would have backed off and be like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll just abandon this ship. But no, that gave me the confidence to keep on pursuing you,
Wow.
thinking that you were interested,
Okay.
assuming that you were interested.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we met up every evening,
Yes.
and we talked and talked and talked, and that was just a big talk fest, basically.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And my birthday party
Mm-hmm.
was just you.
Mm.
So
It was
you
not a
came
party,
and we
it was just-
celebrated my birthday.
Mm.
And that's when my mum called and said, "So, happy birthday." It's like, "So what are you doing?" At a restaurant. Who are you with? "Oh, just a friend." I said, "Male or female?"
Your mother said, "Male or female?"
Said female. I said, "Oh, okay then." So my mum already knew what was going on.
Oh, you had told your mother?
No. Just knowing that I'm there on my birthday
With a
female having dinner, that's not something I normally do,
Oh.
thankfully. You get me. So anyway, yeah. And so after meeting together on quite a number of evenings, I tried to tell her that I'm interested in her, but in our culture, we say, if you're interested in a girl, you say, I like you. And it's kind of a big thing to say. It's like you muster up the courage and, you say, okay, now's my time to tell her. I like her. Oh my gosh, my heart's beating. All that kind of stuff. Okay, so I said, I like you. And then there's no response. I'm like, oh, okay. No, I like you. And then, so from your perspective, this is after quite a number of nights of hanging out, evenings of hanging out, sorry. Okay, so yeah.
So when he told me I like you, it was normal because he had been my friend. So I assumed it's the normal liking.
I think here, like in Uganda, if someone says, I like you, it's like, of course you like me. Why are you even telling me?
It wasn't
Doesn't
a
mean
big deal.
anything.
Doesn't. Because for us, you say I love you.
Yeah.
Not like you.
And like I said before, if we say, I love you, that's a massive, like a commitment. And
Hey.
it's a big deal to say I love you. You get me? You don't say it just casually.
Hey.
Yeah.
So for me, when he told me really I like you, I didn't reply. I was like, you always like me. So it's okay. And how did that feel
And then
to you?
I felt like,
Do you feel rejected?
not completely rejected, but just like it puts a seed of like something in my
Doubt.
mind that maybe you're not interested.
Okay.
Because normally, like if it was an Australian situation with an Australian person, then that would be like, I'm interested in you romantically. Are you also interested in me? And if you're interested in me, you'll also say, I like you too.
Okay.
Culturally,
Hey. So when you told me I like you, I was supposed to say?
I like you too. And then from there, we know where we stand. Okay? So I didn't know where I stood. All I knew that I was standing on one leg. That's the only thing I knew from then. So I was pretty confident until then.
Oh, and then I
thought,
broke your confidence.
maybe it won't work out.
Hey.
Yeah.
Then what helped you? What pushed you to now say I love you? How?
And then I thought, she doesn't get it. I need to go, what I need to say needs to be a bit stronger. So that's when we went to Golden Courts. Okay. So, and remember, I talked to you and we had a little candle there and it was nice ambience and all that sort of stuff. And I said, what did I say? I said basically, I love you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it hit me different.
Then I like you. Thankfully, it hit you different.
Yeah, it hit me different because it was awkward. I didn't know how to reply. I didn't know how to reply. You see, this is a friend that we would meet every evening that, like he has said, and we laugh. You go back when your jaws are paining. So now he has told me I love you. Should I still laugh the way I used to laugh? You know what I mean? Like, if you remember that evening, we even left earlier.
In fact, after I said I love you, there was a bit of silence.
Yes.
And kind of looked down. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like, what does that mean?
What did you expect me to do though? First
Well,
time?
I thought again maybe I'd messed, like said the wrong thing. Well, I don't know.
Whoa! Because I kept
There
quiet.
was silence and you looked down.
This was after how long?
Of catching up in evenings, probably a week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks?
Yep.
That was fast.
I remember we were friends already.
Yep.
So.
Okay, no, like that was my question. But
Yeah. So that was
Yes,
after
yes.
about 2 weeks of
catching
having dinners together and stuff, and being, getting to know each other through talking a lot.
And within those 2 weeks, one of the times you came to pick me at work. You came
That was earlier on.
earlier on.
Yeah, in the first couple of days of hanging out.
So when I didn't reply immediately, you thought it is
Oh.
a bad deal.
Yeah. By the way, I was making my move earlier, partly because I knew I was going back to Australia to work.
Wow.
Soon.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, I need to make a move by this date. Otherwise, I don't want to go back to Australia without
an answer.
us both being on the same terms, on understanding each other.
And then I took my time.
Yeah,
Some good number of days.
yeah.
But within those days, I remember you texting me, asking me, so what did you think about what I told you? And I was like, I really took some days, you remember? Almost a week to literally tell you back, I love you back.
Maybe, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was
but-
almost a week. And also why I had to answer him quicker is because he had told me the dates he was going back. And I felt like, let me answer this guy. And I get him off the waiting because you're really asking me. So what do you think about, like in a very nice way, like the most humble way possible. And I remember the day I told you I love you. And then I traveled to my cousin's wedding. I had to build the courage, you people.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
answered him back.
Actually, that was the day
Eh,
when I really started to panic.
oh, really?
Okay,
Now, I didn't know this, you people, to be honest.
because you'd gone to the village or the farm
Eh,
and there was no network. So I was like, I'd message you and then there was just no reply for some time. And because I was still not 100% sure that this would work out.
oh.
And I just thought, oh, maybe she's not interested anymore. But,
Mm.
and then, yeah, so from there you can go.
Yeah, but then to be honest, time came and I got interested so much. But let me talk about our culture, our bad culture. We have good parts of our culture, but the bad parts also. Our bad culture of how we were raised is if a man tells you, I love you, and then you tell him, I love you too. You're being too much. You need to be, apparently, you need to play and you need to first hide and they seek you. You people, if I continued hiding, I wouldn't be married. So to be honest, after you told me you loved me, I'm very sure on the second day I was feeling like, yeah, I need to answer him. I also love him. But then this culture of growing when they're telling you, how can you answer the man? You say, actually, I was supposed to stay for a whole month.
Great. I'm glad you didn't do that.
I was supposed to stay for a whole month, if not two. Most especially born-again girls in church. You are judged when you tell the guy, I love you too. I don't know about others. And actually African culture. So for me, I took at least 5 to 7 days. But I was really burning because I had fallen in love with him already. And I feel like God helped me. Had I not answered, I would be a single girl right now. Anyway, that's the bad part of our culture when it comes to the way you reply to a man. Because I would have told you I love you too on the same day. You get it? Because I was sure that I loved you already. I was so sure. And the way you were, I was so sure that you're the man I would love to, the rest of my life to be with. But then that culture of holding you back and so on. So, yeah. How did you feel when I told you I love you too?
Well, relief.
A relief.
It is. It's a relief because you've placed all your bets on this one thing, and then you're just waiting to see if it will, if your hopes will come to pass, and you don't know until the other person reciprocates. You see.
So you celebrated.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And it was a good feeling. I had peace.
Yes.
I felt good.
Yes.
And I was just really thankful.
Mm.
And I felt safe. You know, it's good to like feel safe, I think, as well, because there are people out there that have bad intentions.
Yeah.
And so if you feel like God is in it,
Yeah.
and I felt like God was in it. That's why I had
Amen.
confidence from the beginning
Yeah.
that I can trust this person.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. So the following week is when you went back to Australia?
Yeah. I went back, yeah.
Basically, that's how we...
Yes. And then WhatsApp. We would talk and talk and
But
talk.
you know, back to... We didn't have a picture together before he left. So when I escorted him to the bus park to catch a bus and then come to Kampala, fly out, I remember having my phone and we're at the road. He's about to enter the bus. And I thought, oh, I don't even have a picture of this person when we're together. And I just did a selfie with my phone. I think we'll put up that picture. The selfie. It was a blurry kind of picture, but it was the only picture we had of each other for a while, right? And we continued with WhatsApp. So when you were going, what came in your heart? Did you trust that we would keep in touch? Because to me, I kind of got scared. I don't know this thing of dating on phone. We didn't meet online, but most of our dating, our relationship, we were online, on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Because you were away.
Yeah.
So I had this fear. I remember when you were entering the bus, I had this fear of, oh my gosh, am I going to talk to him again? He's going to Australia, another continent. I really had that fear. I don't know what about you. Did you feel any kind of fear?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
I knew that we would talk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, basically, that's how our friendship...
That's how it started anyway.
That's how we started. Our friendship turned into relationship, and then
a
few months later, you came back.
Yeah, I came back, 3 months later? Yeah.
And talk about the proposing.
Oh, yeah. I'm just trying to remember Okay, I came back 3 months later and then... Yes.
5 months, love.
Was it 5 months, was it? It was
July,
January I proposed?
July to January.
August. No, it was August.
August to January.
To January, yep. And that's when I was back shearing. And, I proposed. I got a ring made up. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm not a professional proposer like some other people. But I proposed.
Yes.
And it was from my heart.
Yes.
And it worked.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, and then there was a dowry.
After the proposal.
After the proposal, I went to the dowry meeting, let me say, and I did a great job of just sitting there and not being too emotional. Not smiling too much, not looking upset, just looking very neutral, and I was very good at that.
But before that, the preparation to that Gusaba, we had to get for him a Ugandan father who knows the culture.
Yeah.
So we had to look for, because he wouldn't negotiate anything. So we had to get someone who knew the culture, who is in our tribe, to be his father. And then he didn't know this thing. You people, this is now the cultural difference. He didn't know this thing, and they had to brief him. People are going to say 20 cows, 50. I'm a Muvandimwe, okay? We are Ugandans, but Banyarandas of Uganda, okay? We ask, our dowry is a lot of cows and a lot of money, you know? So he didn't know about that. We had to get someone to act as his father and play the role of Gusaba, of asking me from my parents, you know? So we got this guy and they had to explain to him, look, people are going to say 50 cows. Do not show any face of disbelief.
Don't get annoyed in public.
Because, so what do you think after they briefed you Tell us how
I'm
they
glad
briefed
they
you.
briefed me, but
Tell us how they
thankfully it
briefed
was
you.
in Kinyaranda, so I couldn't understand what was going on. But I did see some people stand up and like demanding more and stuff like that. I was thinking, oh gee, not sure, but I didn't show any emotion the entire
Because
day.
they had briefed you.
Yeah.
Tell us about the briefing.
Well, basically, my instructions were very clear. I had to sit there, not look around too much, not smile too much, and not frown too much. I just had to be neutral. And I was neutral the entire, all the hours it took a long time. Because there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of
Negotiations.
asking for lots, and then stories and little jokes and stuff like that. But like I said, I didn't understand language anyway.
Yeah, so that they ended and he paid the dowry that he was asked. Then we set our wedding dates. And this month is our wedding month.
Yes, May.
May the 25th. So we got married.
So then I went back to Australia
Mm.
and worked for the next stage.
Mm.
Yeah, which was the wedding.
Yeah.
But one thing I would say
Mm.
is that I was very impressed by your family.
Oh.
Because when it came to the giveaway, which, can you explain what the giveaway is like? It's like a culture wedding, I guess,
Mm.
before the Western wedding.
Mm.
It's like a cultural wedding where they
Mm.
give you away.
Mm.
So I did not pay for anything
Mm.
at the giveaway, but instead we received gifts. We received a lounge suite.
Mm.
We received this mosquito net, like the type that you wouldn't normally buy yourself because it's too big, like, and it has all the bits that you attach. Anyway, it's an expensive mosquito net,
Yeah.
a high-end
Bed.
mosquito net, a bed, a double bed, a mattress.
Everything.
Yeah.
Mm.
What else was there?
Cows.
Cows, land.
Cows and land.
Yeah. So my parents were there.
Mm.
And they were blown away. They were just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They didn't expect that. But it was a real testimony, actually.
Mm.
And I thank God that I'm married into your family because I've never had any complaint.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So at the giveaway, culturally, you give this girl away and you bless them to start up for her, the marriage, to start up. And my parents did even me, I was surprised, okay?
Yeah.
Because my dad gave us land.
Yeah.
Not an acre, just, So it was a surprise to me too. And the cows, and then all these gifts. For us, we didn't buy anything. We just moved. And that was it.
And then the Western wedding was in Kampala.
Yes.
So the other one, the giveaway was in Arua.
Yes.
And then the other one was in Kampala, which is 8 hours drive away.
Mm.
And we had the white wedding, I guess.
The white wedding, yeah.
Yeah.
Church wedding.
Church wedding.
And it was amazing. We had a few people, not very, very few. 100 people in Uganda is very few for a wedding. But for them, it's much. So we had to come together, and 50 was too little. So we had a wedding of 100 people. Amazing.
Yeah.
And we're celebrating how many years?
5.
Yes.
Yep.
30 forgot. So this is our 5th anniversary. God has been good. That is how we met. We did not meet online. We didn't meet on a dating app, but we support people who meet on dating apps. Yeah. Just that wasn't the case for us. And within these 5 years, God blessed us with babies. Our baby number 1
is Amora.
Came.
And she came, at the beginning of the first lockdown.
The first very, very, very harsh lockdown.
Yeah, in Arua.
I was supposed to give birth on the 31st of March, and that's when
Museveni,
the president came on our screens and told us no car, no anything, anything. It was like, what?
And you're supposed to give birth the next day.
I was supposed to give birth the next day, yes. Yeah. And anyway, the baby came 9 days later.
Yeah, thankfully.
And that was during COVID 2020.
Yeah.
And then our second born was born 2023. So we are blessed with 2 children within these 5 years.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's that for now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for following this, we hope you're blessed by our story. So that's how we met, and God has been faithful and good. Thank you for watching up to the end. Give it a thumbs up, like, and comment down if you want us to come back for any story. We are available to serve you, or anything that you'd want us to talk about. Put it down in the comment section. God bless you, and don't forget to subscribe.